Hello, everyone. Sorry I couldn't join you today. Maybe we should start building a free teleporter of the entire world. So I'm gonna talk about the growth of OpenStreetMap. And I always get excited when I talk to audiences such as yours because it's people who already generally get it. A lot of times I spend time trying to convince people that OpenStreetMap is important. I like to, no matter who I'm talking to, remind them of what we're really trying to do. And the reason for that is I think this is such an audacious goal to create a free map of the entire world that it is worth mentioning. Because so many times when you say this, people say, of course, isn't the world already mapped? And of course, we all know that it's not. The other thing that I think is important and why I'm a little sad, why I'm certainly sad not to join you today, is remembering that OpenStreetMap is not just about the data. It's definitely more about the community. I also like to mention sort of what I view as the intersection of the data and the community. And for me, one of those examples is map cakes. Because the idea that the data is so open that you can print it on a map, you can print the map on a cake and eat it, and you haven't broken any license. And what I think is fascinating is from that idea, all of the OpenStreetMap cakes that have been made over the years. And I've seen these cakes from the smallest meetups to in the offices of the World Bank. They really have happened all over. The other thing that often comes up, is what about the quality? And what excites me about what's going on with OpenStreetMap now is that it's becoming less and less of a question. As some of the largest companies in the world are using OpenStreetMap and the largest NGOs, we've shown that the quality is good. So I just wanted to review a little bit of the 13 years of growth in OpenStreetMap. Maybe it's just an excuse to show the amazing quantity of registered users. We're well over 3 million now. And the growth of the OpenStreetMap contributors per month as well. And so that, returning back to that quality, it really starts to make sense that there's more and more people contributing. And sorry, I've thrown in an extra graph. That was new contributors per month. So more and more people are continuing to sign up, but also keep becoming a greater and greater amount. So I'm speaking as part of the OpenStreetMap Foundation, and I find that a lot of people involved in OpenStreetMap don't really know that much about the foundation. So I wanted to mention a little bit about it. So we talk about this amazing community of mappers, but there needs to be a legal entity to support it. So the OSM app we created to support the OpenStreetMap project and community as a legal entity. We manage the license and own the infrastructure on which OpenStreetMap runs. And I wanted to put a plea out to join the foundation. So for £15 a year, you can become a member of the foundation. And we're going to be shortly mentioning a membership drive. And why should you join? Well, you're at a conference 100% about OpenStreetMap. Why wouldn't you join the legal foundation behind it? It allows you to help shape the future of the project. You can vote for board members, such as myself. And so early next week, you should hear about the launch of a membership drive. We're trying to get more people to be members. There's always been many more members than foundation members. And really, it doesn't need to be that way. And for those of you that are concerned, I think it's important to be clear that OpenStreetMap and your involvement can be what you want it to make it. In 2009, I simply started mapping my neighborhood. I would go on walks and I would take a GPS unit and I would map the trails around my house. The main reason I had started to do that is my neighborhood was next to another one, and we had very similar resources in terms of walking trails and playgrounds and other facilities. And my neighborhood let anyone use them. The neighborhood next door was far wealthier, and you had to be a resident. So I started secretly mapping their area as well, just to show that things were very similar. And I felt that really we could share rather than their situation where they had put up security cameras to stop people from using their equipment and walking trails. So I was just an OpenStreetMap surveyor, like many of you. And then the often told story about the earthquake in Haiti, after the earthquake in Haiti and the OpenStreetMap community started spontaneously mapping, I was one of those people who spontaneously started mapping. But then I started going to Haiti. And from there, the humanitarian OpenStreetMap team became a reality. This is one of our first in-person meetings when State of the Map was in Denver. And all those humanitarian uses, continue to expand. You see it more and more within, I think the newest one is really among all the use for refugees. So it's gone beyond disaster response and preparedness. And so then that took me to Indonesia. And really at that point, OpenStreetMap became my entire life for a while, and looking to see how we could build an OpenStreetMap community there. I believe at least one of my colleagues is in the audience today as well. There we were it was a relatively new use of OpenStreetMap. We were trying to take these community drawn maps and make them geospatial. By using OpenStreetMap, could it be faster to update maps? And from there is sort of where you see me today in OpenStreetMap, primarily serving as the chairperson of the OpenStreetMap Foundation, and then just sort of a regular mapper as well. So we've seen all this amazing growth, but there certainly were challenges and continue to be. The mapping schema being primarily focused on the UK has been difficult in some places. Our contributors tend to be very similar, but I think that's changing. There's certainly language and cultural barriers. To get involved in the foundation, you really have to speak English at this point, as far as participating in working groups and things like that. And of course, the tools tended to be highly technical. So this has been greatly improved. I was delighted last night. My husband and I rent a room on Airbnb sometimes, and we ended up having a guest last night. I was delighted that she was using maps.me because she was from the UK and didn't want to have a data plan in the US. And so she was using OpenStreetMap to navigate and, didn't even know about it. And be able to say with pride, I helped make that map that allowed you to get here. So I think tools like that are definitely changing things as far as that goes. I talked about cakes. Something that really excites me is just the unexpected uses. Sometimes when you're on an airplane, if there's the map showing your destination, it's OpenStreetMap. I don't have any OpenStreetMap clothing, but I'm certainly jealous of people who do. I just get excited about how many different ways can we use it, and will someone come up with a new way at State of the Map Asia this weekend? Who knows? So one of the biggest changes in recent years, though, has been the increase in organizational involvement. I mentioned a little bit about it before, but how great is it that some of the largest companies and international NGOs use OpenStreetMap now? For many reasons, but simply the costs. When Google Maps started charging for their API, it became more effective. The quality has really gotten there. That they can update it if there's a mistake, and the frequency of updates. So something that I've been thinking a lot about, and there's always talk within the community, is how are these organizations different? I think one of the fears and one of the benefits, depending on your perspective, is that many resources, editors and coders, can be put behind an initiative. That often they want a globally complete map versus individuals might just care about a region or county. Or if you think back to when I was mapping my neighborhood, I really just cared about my neighborhood. Items such as term restrictions and addresses have become more important this way. And those corporations have different types of accountability. They have shareholders and employees. They report differently. In addition to the organizations, how does OpenStreetMap differ from the other geographic crowdsourcing? I think, we've won. We just have more contributors. There's more organizations. And OpenStreetMap continues to be behind many of the maps you use online. So I don't think anyone completely knows what the future of OpenStreetMap brings, but this is what I'm hoping for. I really hope that the community will continue to diversify. I'd love to see that there's many more women involved in OpenStreetMap. There could still be more of us, but I think back to the times where I felt like one of the only woman or one of two or three in any situation. I think we're going to see greater use of greater growth of quality assurance tools. There's a lot of separate tools right now, and it would be, but I think we'll coalesce more around just a few. And there's official ways to become a local chapter of the OpenStreetMap Foundation. I think it would be wonderful for Nepal to apply to join and officially have a relationship with the OpenStreetMap Foundation. Other broader things that I think about is, how do autonomous vehicles fit into OpenStreetMap? I think at their base, they still need a map. The other hot topic, I think, is machine learning. As companies and some individuals, but to a lesser extent, just due to access to imagery, do more machine learning. How does that relate to imports? If you can detect the majority of the roads in the country, how does that relate to people who are mapping those roads by hand? What's the best way to interact between robots in the community? So I'm really excited about all of those things, and I think OpenStreetMap continues to have a bright future. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful time at State of the Map Asia over the weekend. And I'm sorry I'm not there to have those hallway conversations and to get to know everyone better. If you want to talk about anything I've gone over today, or just want to say hi, feel free to email me at kate@osmfoundation.org. I always love to chat with people that are excited about OpenStreetMap. Thank you.